Captain Rex Malone was halfway through a lukewarm protein bar when the alarm blinked on his console. A red warning, unauthorized airlock breach. Damn junkers, he muttered, grabbing the plasma wrench. Before he could take a step, the cockpit door slammed open, and in tumbled what he could only describe as a half-naked, neon-skinned goddess with wild purple hair, eyes glowing like hazard lights, and absolutely no sense of shame. "Take me with you or I'll be sold as a prize!" she shouted, arms flailing, chest bouncing in a way that made Rex momentarily forget how to chew. The protein bar slid from his mouth. "Lady, what the hell?" "No time!" she screamed, crawling over the co-pilot's seat like a maniac. "They're going to glue me to the ceremonial platform. With scented slime. I don't even know what that does, but it tingled during the test. Okay, you need to slow. They said I'm a premium exotic. Apparently that means double bidding value and no returns. I escaped through the waste chute of a catering shuttle. I may smell like roasted fungi, but please, take me." She grabbed his wrist and slammed his hand on her chest. Rex yanked it back like it touched molten metal. "Lady, I don't even know what species you are, let alone what weird mating rituals you just activated. What if this counts as a proposal?" She blinked. "Wait, did I just marry you?" "No. That's not how humans work." "Oh, thank goodness, that would have been awkward. Unless you're into that." "Are you into that? You look like someone into dominant bonding." "Jesus Christ. Who's that?" "Never mind." She crouched beside his seat, panting, looking absolutely insane and slightly turned on by the chaos. Somewhere outside, a siren wailed. His ship's AI pinged him with an incoming transmission, 3 Bounty-class ships hovering just outside the dock. Rex stared at her. "Why are bounty hunters looking for you?" "They think I'm property. Something about being technically genetically royal and legally abductable under Grelzakian export laws. I stopped listening after they threatened to install an obedience chip in my spine." He tapped the console, activating internal lockdown. "What are you?" "Princess Celeria of the Vundraxian Pleasure Sector." He raised a brow. "It's not what it sounds like." "Okay, it's exactly what it sounds like." "Well, Princess, I run a solo hauler. I don't do passengers." She stepped forward, the emergency lights casting red glows across her shimmering teal skin. "I'll clean. I'll scrub. I can purr in 9 frequencies. I even read the human mating manual, though I may have gotten the Earth to English translations wrong." "Are you really expected to use fruit that way?" What fruit?" "No. Don't answer that. I can also help you fake being mated. It's my specialty. I was trained to be a luxury consort. I haul industrial filters and vacuum toilet parts. Not exactly a royal tour. But you need company. I can smell it. Your pheromones scream loneliness. I'm not lonely, I'm private. You watched 3 romantic simulations in the last 24 hours. One had an ending where the dishwasher fell in love with the plumber." He coughed. "That was research." "Sure it was." The AI chirped. "Incoming call from a Grelzakian slaver vessel." "Accept transmission," Rex said deadpan. The screen flickered to a sweaty slug-like creature with half a monocle and a jiggling mustache. "We have reason to believe you are harboring an escapee, Princess Celeria, property of the Royal Grelzakian Auction." "She's not on my ship," Rex said. "I don't do royalty. Or runaways. Or sentient silicone dolls." From beneath the console, Celeria whispered, "Say you're my bonded mate. Grelzakians respect that." "Kind of. What's the penalty if they find you?" "They'll take me, wipe your mind, then forcibly mate you with a sympathy squid for fraud prevention." He sighed. "Fine. She's my mate." "Prove it," the slug said, eyes narrowing. Celeria shot out from under the console, wrapped herself around Rex like a starfish in heat, and bit his neck. "Yup. Definitely bonded," Rex grunted, trying not to gag. The slug blinked, looked horrified, and terminated the call with a wet squelch. Rex peeled her off. "Okay. You've bought yourself one jump. After that, you're someone else's problem. She grinned. I knew you had a hero bone. I've got something alright, and it's twitching in fear. She tapped her lip thoughtfully. That's the one I read about. Do humans usually name it? Only when it's scared. Now sit still. Don't touch anything. And for the love of all breathable atmospheres, put on a damn shirt. She picked up his oversized cargo jacket and slid it on, half-buttoned and still smelling of machine oil. Is this foreplay? It is absolutely not. Then why am I tingling? Ship static. Oh. Feels like flirty pain. He groaned and plotted the jump coordinates. I'm going to regret this. From behind, she whispered. Do humans cuddle after warp travel? Don't push it, princess. Rex regretted everything the moment Zelaria discovered the ship's entertainment console. In under an hour, she'd binge-watched a questionable romantic comedy trilogy, memorized 6 erotic dance moves, and declared herself a certified human girlfriend, complete with finger quotes. He walked in on her practicing a seductive voice in the engine bay, purring like a cat in heat and whispering, You want a piece of my plasma core, big boy? He nearly tripped over the oil hose. Are you trying to seduce the reactor? I'm calibrating my appeal. The movie said I need to radiate desire like a leaking isotope. You're going to radiate yourself right into a short circuit. She strutted past him wearing a thermal blanket as a gown, tied at the waist with shipped wire. I am ready for the Netflix and mating rituals. Which button starts the cuddling protocol? There's no protocol. And you're not using Netflix and chill as a mating code. But that's what it means, doesn't it? I studied your species. Earth documentaries are very clear. Porn is not a documentary. Then why was the title History of Rear Exploration? He buried his face in his hands. You need a hobby that doesn't involve dry humping ventilation ducts. I also tried cooking. She hadn't. What she had done was pour dehydrated soup into the main coolant system because she thought it was a communal stew unit. He spent 2 hours purging ramen powder out of the exhaust ports. At their next stop, a floating rest station orbiting a moon shaped like a nipple, Zelaria insisted on accompanying him inside. She wore goggles, boots, and nothing else but a kiss the chef apron she found in the storage bin. Every head turned. Mostly because she wasn't wearing a shirt. Again. This place reeks of testosterone and broken dreams, she said cheerfully. I love it. A Venusian bartender whistled. What's a fine pleasure class hybrid like you doing with a grease monkey? She's with me, Rex muttered, shoving credits onto the counter. Zelaria leaned in. He's my bonded male. He touches me nightly. Sometimes twice. Right, Rex? Rex inhaled his drink. Later, while fueling up, she asked if every male in the rest stop was also trying to mate with her. Because that Gorgon offered to oil my joints and that one-eyed guy asked if I squeaked during thrust maneuvers. You need to stop talking to people. Humans value communication. That wasn't communication. That was foreplay. Intergalactic foreplay. The kind that ends with alien herpes and a surprise baby. Would you be jealous if I got propositioned again? I'd be annoyed. I'm the one who has to disinfect everything afterward. She looked thrilled. You care? No. I just hate goo stains. Back on the ship, she tried to seduce him by crawling into his bunk wearing his jacket and nothing else. I'm ready for mating. Absolutely not. But you're alone. I'm alone. There's a bed. You smell tolerable. Let's bond. I don't mate out of pity. Neither do I. I mate out of curiosity. And for fun. Is that not what you want? He hesitated. She leaned closer, breath warm, voice husky. I read that some human males like aggressive partners. Do you want me to pin you? No. And get out of my bed before I eject you through the airlock. She pouted but rolled off. So many conflicting rules. I tried licking your elbow earlier and you screamed. That's not a human erogenous zone. Then what's the purpose of elbows? Bending. She scribbled that down in a stolen notepad. Okay. But just so you know, I'm becoming very aroused by your resistance. Forbidden pleasure is the most delicious kind. I think my blood pressure just filed a restraining order." She giggled and walked away, swaying dramatically. "Tell me if it changes its mind," the AI chirped. "Captain, your vitals indicate increased cardiac activity. Should I prepare romantic music?" "No. Delete that function. Voice log indicates otherwise. Playing Sensual Space Sax Volume 3. Rex screamed into a pillow. The next day, Zelaria attempted to prepare a mating meal. She called it Intergalactic Foreplay Stew. It included crushed protein bricks, dehydrated squid jerky, and a mystery sauce she found in a crate marked "Do Not Ingest." He chewed slowly. "This tastes like sin. Is that good?" "It's illegal in 17 systems." "Perfect. Danger is erotic." "You're insane." "I'm exotic." He stared at her. "Why do you keep trying?" "Because I like you. You don't treat me like a prize. You treat me like a pest. It's refreshing. Also, you have very attractive eyebrows." "My what?" "Brows of fury. Very arousing. I need therapy. I can roleplay a therapist." "You're a menace." She grinned. "But I'm your menace now." He groaned. Somewhere deep down, he felt a terrifying emotion rising. He almost liked having her around. Almost. Rex knew he was in trouble when he started looking forward to her morning chaos. Today's disaster began with Zelaria attempting to make human coffee by pouring engine degreaser into the ship's food synth and calling it Liquid Lust Brew. He nearly lost a lung coughing, while she watched in awe, whispering, "Your tolerance is so manly." Things only escalated when the bounty hunters caught up. 3 ships, marked with Gralzakian insignia, appeared on the radar. "They found us," Rex muttered. Zelaria peeked over his shoulder, completely unbothered, wearing nothing but one of his shirts and a grin. "Maybe they want a rematch. I've been practicing my flirty death glare. This isn't a seduction contest. Everything is a seduction contest." He swung the ship into an asteroid field, muttering curses while she bounced around the cockpit like a manic space kitten. Alarms blared. One asteroid skimmed the hull. She whooped. "We're flirting with death. I'm so turned on right now." "You're a lunatic." "You're welcome." They barely escaped, jumping into hyperspace just in time. Adrenaline buzzing, Rex stumbled to his quarters. Zelaria followed, breathless, skin glowing slightly from the rush. "Do humans usually undress after life-threatening events?" "Because I'm halfway there." She dropped his shirt, completely unabashed. He stared. "Put it back on." "Why?" "You're looking." "I'm trying not to." "Try harder." She stepped closer, eyes locked to his. "Rex, you saved me again. You could have left. Why didn't you?" "I don't know." "You care." "Shut up." "You do." She leaned in, fingers trailing down his chest. "You want me." "I want peace and silence." "Liar." The tension cracked. He kissed her. It started awkward, clumsy and heated, all tangled breath and denial, but quickly escalated into something that melted the fear out of both of them. She gasped against his mouth. Finally. They stumbled back, mouths never parting, hands roaming. Her laugh vibrated against his chest. "Is this part of your human mating process?" "Something like that." "Do I get to ride you now?" "Not helping." She dragged him to the bunk, biting his lip on the way down. "I studied. I can do cowgirl. Or reverse. Or the one with the lift and twist." "That's not real." "It is on the internet." "You're going to kill me." "Hopefully after you finish." Their clothes vanished like magic, tossed in every direction. She straddled him with grace, glowing skin pressed against his, completely confident and a little insane. Her rhythm was offbeat. Her laugh was wild. They knocked over the water jug, dented the wall, and triggered the fire suppression system mid-act. Neither stopped. He was breathless, stunned, and soaked in foam when she finally collapsed on top of him. 10 out of 10, she whispered. Would bang again. Are you always like this? Only when I like someone. He hesitated. I liked it too. She kissed his jaw. Good. Because you're mine now. That's not how human dating works. Too late. I licked you. That's Vondraxian bonding. I'm going to need a manual. I wrote one. Later, she cuddled into him, tracing circles on his chest. So, what now? You stopped trying to seduce me during warp turbulence. No promises. You wear clothes on stations. Impossible. You stop calling me mate in front of customs officers. Then how will they know you're taken? He sighed. She smirked. You're smiling. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. He pulled her closer. Fine. Maybe I am. You want to cuddle? Not particularly. She wrapped her arms tighter. Too bad. It's a package deal. And just like that, somewhere between near-death hyperspace jumps, foam-covered sex, and elbow-licking madness, he realized he didn't mind having her around. Even if she drove him insane. Especially because she did. Rex didn't expect to return to Groptal, and he definitely didn't expect to be doing it with a half-naked alien princess riding shotgun and humming mating songs. They were headed straight into the Hornet's Nest, right into the heart of the interstellar bride auction where Zelaria had been listed as Lot number 69, prime consort of the Vondraxian flame line. She wore war paint and lingerie. He wore a headache. Are you ready to pretend you're madly in love with me? She asked. I've been pretending since you broke into my ship. She beamed. Liar. You love it. They docked. Rex was met by scanners, guards, and an AI voice listing all the crimes he might be committing by bringing a claimed asset back into auction territory. Zelaria walked beside him with a smug grin, arm looped around his waist. Don't forget the plan, she whispered. We fake bond, humiliate the auctioneer, destroy the purity scanner, and escape during the orgasm fireworks. Orgasm fireworks? You'll see. They stepped onto the central platform mid-auction. Bidders murmured. Cameras rolled. The auctioneer, a four-eyed lizard in sequins, raised a brow. Lot number 69 has returned. With a human? Zelaria flipped her hair. Correction. With my bonded male. Gasps. Murmurs. The lizard scoffed. Proof of bonding? Zelaria didn't wait. She grabbed Rex and kissed him so thoroughly the feed short-circuited 3 spectator helmets. He was too stunned to stop it. When she broke the kiss, she grabbed the purity scanner and smashed it on the stage. Oops, she said. Guess we'll never know if I'm still auction-worthy. Security! The auctioneer shrieked. Zelaria yelled. I invoke Vondraxian Rule 34, self-ownership via climax disruption. That was real, apparently. Chaos broke out. Bidders fled. Guards froze. The auction AI had a meltdown. Rex grabbed her hand. Run! They sprinted through smoke and confusion. Fireworks launched, literally. Apparently, the climax disruption triggered ceremonial explosives. Hearts pounding, they reached the ship just as alarms blared. Back inside, she was glowing, laughing, breathless. That was the hottest thing I've ever done. I nearly died. And yet you still held my hand. He glared at her, then exhaled. You're insane. And you're mine. He looked at her, wild, grinning, wearing his jacket and nothing else. You're trouble. She stepped closer. You love trouble. I might. She kissed him again. This time softer. No chaos, no crowds, just heat and promise. You know this doesn't mean I trust you, he said. You trust me enough to run. He didn't argue. She curled into him, smug and satisfied. So, she whispered, ready to try the bonding position where you lift me with your sleep. We're doing sleep now. You're no fun. I'm plenty fun. Prove it tomorrow. He smiled. Deal. As the ship drifted into deep space, Rex finally admitted it, not out loud, But deep in the part of his brain that still clung to sanity, he liked her. Maybe more than liked her. Maybe wanted her around for more than just chaos. And maybe, just maybe, that terrified him more than all the bounty hunters in the galaxy. From the bunk, she whispered, "I can hear you thinking emotional things." "Very sexy," he groaned. "Go to sleep. I'm already dreaming of your plasma rod. Dear God. Too late. I licked you, remember? You're mine." And he didn't correct her.